Yeah, so guys, basically I'm going to go through a quick introduction. Who's actually heard me speak before? Anyone in the room? Yeah, 3 people. Who knows about my background, seen me online, bought one of the products? Who's never seen anything about what I do or any? Brilliant, right, cool. So I'll give you a really quick introduction into where I've come from, what I've been able to achieve, and then we're going to have a little coffee break, and then we're going to start. I'm going to dive right into the first system, which is like the franchise funnel system. Okay, so we try and have little breaks in between because sometimes it can be overwhelming, and that's not what we want to do to you. We want to really make you understand how we do things. Okay, so how did it all start? Well, this is the house that I actually grew up in. Okay, that's the exact house. That was up for sale. I think I took this about a year ago, and I think it was something like 30 grand. So as you can tell, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth by any stretch of the imagination. Straight from high school, I was into football. Okay, so all I'd ever known with football, I didn't get any qualifications whatsoever, apart from an A in PE. And that was it. Everything else was F's and D's. And because all I wanted to do was be a footballer. So I was into my football, heavily into my football. Then when I was 26, I had a real bad break in my leg playing football, and then that was my career finished. Told by the doctors and surgeons, can never run again properly. So you finish. So I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do now? I'm led on the sofa with my potting leg for 9 months. I've no qualifications, no job experience. I've got nothing at all. So I started Googling how to make money online. Okay, I'm sure a lot of you in here have done that, got on Google, got all these different things coming up. So again, no qualifications, no job experience, nothing at all. Started Googling, but what I started doing, which probably a lot of you have done, I started buying product after product after product after product, course after course after course. Exactly, thanks mate. Going to seminar after seminar, and it's what we call the shiny object syndrome. So basically what I found myself doing, I'd buy 10 products, and then I'd be working on 10 different products at the same time. Now I don't know about you, but if I'm working on 10 things at the same time, okay, how much percent am I dedicating to each one? 10%. Has anybody ever been able to get anything to work by just giving 10% of your time to it? It's impossible. And then what happens is, because you're not dedicating everything you've got to it, what do you start saying? It doesn't work. It's a scam. It doesn't work. It doesn't do what it says on the tin. But then all these thousands of other people are using this course or this product, and they're getting fantastic results. So I'm going round in circles. So I thought to myself, right, I need now to find a mentor. Okay, somebody who's done what I want to do, somebody who's where I want to be, someone who's achieved exactly what I want to achieve. Okay, so someone who's going to give me direction, leadership, coaching, advice, training, inspire me, support me, motivate me, ultimately will lead to success. Okay, so the first mentor I found in this industry was this guy. Does anybody know him? Yeah. Who's at this event because of him? Put your hand up. Yeah, Andrew Reynolds. So I remember the exact story about how I met Andrew. I just moved into my new house. I was painting a bedroom upstairs, and the Sky man had come to install the Sky, and he shouted up, right, it's all installed, all sorted now. So I come back down, and he showed me how to work it, and then he left it on this channel, the Entrepreneur channel. Does anyone remember that one? The Entrepreneur channel. And Andrew Reynolds on this Entrepreneur channel saying, oh, how you can make money from home, and he's got these DVDs and stuff. So I immediately turned it off, thought, no, that must be a scam, that. And I ran back upstairs and I carried on with my painting, as you do. And then I thought, hang on a minute, surely Sky won't let him go on there on a programme if it's a scam. So I ran back down, put the thing on, and I ordered the whole DVD set. I think it was cash on demand, it was like 600 quid or whatever it were. So I thought that moment in time, right, I'm going to dedicate myself to this course and make it work. And as I did, I then got speaking with Andrew via support and everything, and struck up a bit of a relationship. And then I paid him more and more and more, and he became my mentor. But what he made me do was focus on one thing instead of the whole 10 things. And then I started seeing results. And when you start seeing results, the whole belief system and your mindset starts changing, even though it's just little results. So now, me and Andrew work together. This is an email he sent the other week. He said, yeah, Paul, all looks good, so let's move forward. So we do lots of deals and joint ventures and stuff like that. So Andrew was my very first mentor, but he was he did a lot offline, so direct mail, physical products through the post. And I wanted to do more online for the time freedom that it gave. So then I found this guy. Does anybody know who he is? Yes. Yeah, shout his name out. Russell Brunson. Now this was actually took in Las Vegas. This was a mastermind he was holding at the Pirates Cove in Las Vegas. Now, I wasn't there as a guest, I was actually there as a speaker. So I've known Russell for years and years and years. He's been one of my long-time buddies in the industry. Now, Russell, 3 years ago, I think it's a week's time, did anyone follow him on Facebook last night? On the ClickFunnels thing? He's created a piece of software called ClickFunnels, and it's only 3 years old. 3 years, a piece of software. He's just passed, last night, he did a Facebook Live, 50,000 active members. 50,000. And each member pays a minimum of $97 a month. Some of them get these add-ons like $200 a month. So I think he's pulling in about 9 million with all the add-ons and stuff a month from this piece of software that he created 3 years ago. 9 million a month. He's just put it on I don't know if he's floated it yet, but he's just had it valued, and it was valued at $368 million in 3 years. 368 million. I said, Russell, and I think one of the big autoresponders, Aweber, offered 500 million, and he said, no, I don't, and he declined. I said, why are you not selling that 500 million? He said, I want it to be $1 billion. I want to exit at $1 billion. So he's in talks with some big guys now. So yes, that's all. So just to show you that I do actually know him, because it's all right just photoshopping a few photographs. A real quick video.
Hey, my name is Russell Brunson, and I want to make a really quick video talking about one of my close friends, Paul Lynch. Now, I first met Paul about 2 years ago. We were looking for, we were going to Google and searching for some keyword phrases we want to rank for. We saw one guy's site over and over and over again. So we contacted them, and that's how I got to know Paul Lynch originally. He was ranking really high for some hyper-competitive keywords. And since then, we've done a lot of work with Paul and his company. We actually flew out to London last year and spent about a week's time with him and got to know him really, really well. And Paul is really not only someone that's really good at driving traffic, but someone who's really good at finding unique and different ways to drive traffic. You take a typical concept like link building or joint ventures, and he takes those things and figures out different ways and different angles to make those things 10 or 20 or 30 times more effective and better. If you want to learn traffic from someone who I believe is one of the best in the world, and not just at teaching you here's some basic concepts of traffic, but really unique, powerful, different ways that are completely outside the box of driving traffic. Paul Lynch is your guy. Make sure to pay attention to every single thing he's got to say. He's driven tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of visitors to my websites. He can teach you how to do the same thing to your websites as well.
Okay, so just a bit of proof, guys, that I do know him. So what did I learn from these two mentors? Now, this is really important. And again, we're going to go into the live stuff and after the break, guys. But it's so important that like this mindset thing. It's like, I thought, honestly, when people started trying to teach me mindset stuff, I honestly said, what a load of shit that is. I said, I don't want to learn mindset stuff. I just want to make money. What a load of crap. But when I got my head around it, so to speak, the mindset, as you do, when I got my head around it, my business and my products and my launches went from like hundreds of thousands of dollars into the millions, into the million bracket. Yeah, so it's one of the biggest things. And so what did I learn from these mentors? If I could bottle something up, here's what I learned. Systems work, people fail. Okay? So what I was saying before about I was trying to work on 10 different things. Those 10 systems worked because he had thousands of testimonials to prove it. Just that my mindset wasn't right, and I was trying to dedicate 10% to each one. So then I say it's the system that doesn't work. It's not. It's the people that don't work. So systems work, people fail. That's the first thing, okay? And the second thing they taught me is to find my why. Okay, find your why in life. What's the reason that you're doing this? So what's your why? When you know what your why is, even the toughest days will become easy, okay? Because you break through the obstacles and the barriers that life puts in front of you, because it always happens. Okay, so I'll give you an example of my why. When my kids were, well, you've seen the first example of my why. I broke my leg. I had to make this work. I had a young family, so I had no qualification, so I had to make this work. So my why was, I have to make this work because I've got two young kids and a very young family. I've got to provide for them. That was my first why in life. when I got into this. The second why now, as the kids have grown older, and we've made the money and everything, is I want now my kids to have the freedom to choose like I never had when I was younger. Now, what I mean by freedom to choose, because a lot of people ask me, Paul, you've made $10 million in the last 3 years. You know, what's the big driving factor, and what's the most the most beneficial thing personally you get from it? And I always say it's the freedom to choose. And they look at me like I'm stupid. It's like, is it not the Bentley? Is it not the house with the indoor swimming pool? Is it not like all the money? I said, no, it's the freedom to choose. And then like, what do you mean freedom to choose? I don't understand. Okay, so it's the freedom to choose what I want to, how I want to live life on my terms. So if I want to get up and take the kids to school, I've got the freedom to choose. If I want to be there at sports day, Christmas plays, all that, I've got the freedom to choose. If I get up and I don't feel like working, I want to go for a swim or go in the gym or whatever, it's the freedom to choose. And when you get that quality of life, it's so fulfilling. It's amazing. So that was my why. So I'm just going to ask a few here in the audience who obviously you're all here for a purpose, yeah? You've all got your own whys, the reasons that you're here. So for example, I'll just pick on James because I know him. I know he's leaving his job soon at the golf club, and he's got a young family. So I'm presuming your why is because you want to change your lifestyle and stuff?
Yeah, I want a new challenge. I don't want to be in the rat race 9 to 5 every week. I want to do something different. And
Exactly.
like I say, have a quality of life that not a lot of people get.
There we go. Anyone else want to share their why? Just two more people? Anyone?
Yeah, I'll share mine.
Yeah, go on, mate.
I've got multiple sclerosis, which means I can't work like everybody else. So to have something on a computer at home works perfect for me.
Brilliant.
You know, if I'm well in the day or well at night, I've got a computer. So
So you'll have the freedom to choose
yeah,
based on your...
yeah.
Yeah, brilliant. Fantastic. Someone else put on, Yes?
Yeah, mine was to be able to travel and still be earning wherever I go. So
Brilliant.
my mum, she just recently passed, but she wanted to go to Jamaica for so many months of the year.
Yeah.
And so I'm between the UK, Florida, Jamaica. So once you've got a laptop, you've got Wi-Fi, you're good.
Brilliant. Fantastic. I'll tell you a story about that as well, and me and Ian will be able to think it as Phil as well. When we've been away, it happens every single time. We'll pay for first-class flights or whatever it is, and you know they're quite expensive. So we get on the flight, but by the time we've landed on the other side, our systems have made us more money than it cost us for the flight. So our systems actually paid us to get on that flight first class, and we still made money. That's the beauty about it. Anyone else like to share their why? Yes.
I was an engineer for Heathrow Airport for 31 years, and my missus developed progressive multiple sclerosis.
Right.
So I've had to leave to be a carer, so I need to work from home.
So this would be something like perfect. Yeah. So very similar to Gentleman from. Yeah, brilliant. Yes, sir.
I've got a piece of land in Bulgaria that I want to build a house on.
Right.
And that's it.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. To live in it. Or
Yes, to live in it.
Brilliant. Okay, guys. So that's what they taught me. Find your why, and then when you've got a driving force behind you, even the toughest days, you'll just break through them. Okay. So, what I was saying about this is only 1 minute long, but it's really important. Basically, my kids now, my son has just started high school. And so I know now I've got 5 years. Within 5 years, we've got a target as a team. We want to hit $100 million in 5 years. Now, the reason I want to do that is because when he finishes school, unless he goes down the football route that I did, I want to give him the opportunity to come and do something like this. I want to try and steer him, and obviously it's going to be his own choice, but I want to try and steer him away from university and college. Now, university and college, you might agree with me, you might not. To be honest, I'm not really bothered. This is my own opinion, and I know I'm very passionate about it. University and college are stuck in the old times, unless you go in there to be like a lawyer or a doctor, something like that, it's totally different. But if you're going to university or college to try and learn business and learn real life business, it's just a waste of time. The only thing that'll happen is your children, who's got children in the room? Just anyone got children who are still at school? Yeah, okay, quite a lot. So the only thing that will happen is, unless, again, they're going to be a lawyer, a doctor, or whatever, they'll go to university, they'll run up a debt of, I think the average debt's 40 grand in the UK, I don't know what it is around the world. So they'll run up a big debt, which is basically because they've been pissing it up the wall on student nights out, on drink and all the rest of it. Okay, so run up this big debt that you can't get out of. Even if you go bankrupt, you can't get out of a student loan, you're still there. And then they'll get a degree, fair enough, and then most of the time they end up getting a job at McDonald's, because there's no, what's the point? Okay, so I wanted to steer him away from that and give him thing. I'll just play a short video. Does anybody know Gary Vaynerchuk? Follow him online? Yeah. He'll tell you the same story in a little bit of a different language to me. But this guy I think he's born in Russia. He went to America like an immigrant, and he created a $600 million wine business. He's now classed as he's probably a billionaire, I'm not sure. Probably will be a billionaire now. But he's classed as one of the most influential entrepreneurs in the world. Okay, and this is what we all hear, because inside every one of you, you've got the entrepreneurial drive. Okay, otherwise you wouldn't be here. So this short video is about the person in the crowd shouts out to Gary, my daughter, called Kiara, is just about to pick which university she wants to go to. Have you got any advice for her, Gary? This is what one of the audience says. So let's just listen to his reaction.
I have no interest, Karen, to get your mom and dad mad at me, but I would tell you that here would be my 4-year strategy. I would go to university, especially, is she going here in Canada?
She's talking about NYU, she's talking about San Fran.
Is she collecting debt, or are you guys paying for
I
it?
think she's just enamored by big brands.
But is she gonna pay for college?
Yeah, well, we're paying for it.
So she's not collecting debt.
No, well, yeah, I apologize. We're paying for it, and yeah, she's gonna have to collect debt along the way.
All right, Kira, you're gonna have a weird conversation with your mom and dad, because the first thing I'm passionate about is for you to not have any debt. Because if you're gonna go to a business that is gonna sell you a shit product that you are then gonna pay compounded interest in, that you can't even declare bankruptcy to get out of, that's called extortion, fucked up, fucking crazy ass shit.
Sounds like it's all funny.
And if you want to learn about marketing and communications, spend a lot of time online and consume relevant 2017 content from people that are actually doing it, not professors that are so not practical and so romantic of how it used to be, that I've traveled the best universities in the world and have literally thrown up all over myself while I've been prepped to talk, listening to the horseshit that those professors are shoving down these kids' throats.
Okay, guys, so as I said, he explains it a lot better than me. But it's so true, and I remember when I was doing my football, and I only remember this a few years ago when I started following Gary. I had like a day release at college, and I was doing like business studies. And I always remember this guy called Mr. Robinson, a real old guy, and he was teaching us how to do business plans and create your own business and start a business and all this shit. I remember he said, any questions? I put my hand up and I said, yeah, can you just tell us how many businesses you've actually created and that's been successful? And everyone looked at me like, I thought, oh shit, why have I said that? Everyone's looking at me like I'm stupid. And his reaction was, I've not got time for that. I've been here for 25 years. How have I got time to create a business? I'm like, I just sat down in my chair and I looked around everyone and they're still looking at me like I'm stupid. And I looked around and thought, am I the only one who's getting this? This guy is trying to teach you how to run a business and he's never actually done it himself. How crazy is that? So it was just mental. So that really emphasises the point there. Okay, guys, so not going to go too much into this, but I want to, again, from the mentor side of things, if someone had to say, right, what did you learn from them, and can you teach me the main things? And I've called it the 4 M's. Okay, so the first one is mindset. And again, I really hated this sort of side of it because I didn't believe in it. I just thought it was a load of crap. But I'm just going to put this on now and give you an analogy and see if you agree with me, okay? So the mindset system goes like this. If I spell anything wrong, you know I didn't get any qualifications at school, so. Okay, we've got beliefs, actions, results, beliefs. Okay, now this can be one of two things. It can either be a self-fulfilling prophecy of doom, which I don't want it to be for everyone in here, or it can be what I turn it into, a self-fulfilling prophecy of success. Let me explain. Okay, you go and buy a product on the internet. Your belief is, I'm going to buy this product. It probably won't work for me like all the others have not worked for me, but I'm going to buy it anyway and see what happens. So you buy your product, but that's your belief system. So the action that you take is, right, I'm just going to give it a go. I'll just give it a go, see what happens. So because of the actions that you've took, they will determine the results you get. So what are going to be your results? Going to be crap, aren't they? Non-existent. So the results then determine your belief system. So what's your belief system in that product? Doesn't work, it's a scam. I'm going to get a refund, I'm going to go on these forums and tell them it's crap. Okay? That's exactly what happens. And this just goes round and round and round. However, if we turn it around to the self-fulfilling prophecy of success, your belief system, this is what I want it to be this weekend. So your belief system is, right, I've seen that this product works for 1,000, it's got thousands of testimonials. All these people making money. Harry, a young kid at the back of the room making 10 grand a month. Right, I believe that this works, number one. Number two, it's going to work for me. I'm just going to believe it. Let's see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? Doesn't work for you. Well, you were believing that anyway, weren't you? So why don't we switch it round? Let's see if it does work. So the belief system, I believe it's really going to work for me. I really believe in this product. So the action you're going to take is, I'm going to give it you're fired up, you're going to give it a right good go. You're going to give it everything you've got. So that's the action. So from the actions will determine the results. So the results you're going to get might not be, yeah, I'm a millionaire overnight, but all of a sudden this product that didn't work before, you've made 500 quid from it. So you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So your belief system then totally changes around. Bloody hell, it does work. Yes, I need to tweak it. Yes, I need to change little things. Yes, I need to dedicate more time and stuff, but it does work. And then all of a sudden, this comes back up to the top, and away you go. And it just goes round and round and round, and eventually you hit the jackpot. So just to really emphasize that, it's so important, is that first bit. If you get these 4 M's right, I absolutely guarantee, with my hand on my heart, you guys will make life-changing money. Okay? So just to re-emphasize what I just showed you there, some of you might know this guy.
They came up with this model. It's like the holy grail of belief, or the holy grail of momentum. It's like the difference between what makes the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, right? And the difference we all know is mindset, but like, how's that built? So this is what I did. I created stupid little boxes, and I'll scribble it here for you. You think about the first thing that determines whether you can do something or not, and I put that in this first box at the top here on the left side. It's potential. Like, what's the potential of a human being? Like, when you guys started, you proved something no one had done in history. You ran the 4-minute mile, right? For God only knows how many centuries, they're trying to run a 4-minute mile. Roger Bannister does it. How did he do it? Do you remember? You did it in this industry, right? You made $1 million in a day. No one had ever done that in history, right? After you did it, a bunch of other guys are doing it in case it became possible. Roger Bannister didn't just go physically practice. He made a shift in his head. He practiced in his head because he could never achieve it physically, so he had a change in his head first so that the result became certain enough, he believed it, and then his body got him through. After Roger Bannister ran that 4-minute mile, within 2 years, 37 people ran a 4-minute mile.
That's amazing.
And no one in history had ever done it. Now here's how it works. The potential for anybody getting your product is extraordinary. They can do what you've done as much, more or less. They can do whatever they want to do. The potential's there. The market's pushing it. Whether or not they tap into that potential has a lot to do with what action they take, which is the question you came with, right? Like, God, they all have potential, but they're not taking action. And we all know that the action they take is going to determine the results they get. That's pretty obvious. So most people have a belief about what their real potential is no matter what you tell them. And that affects how much action they take. And of course that affects the result. And then ironically, that result reinforces their belief. And then that belief affects it. So I'll give you an example. Let's say a person has unlimited potential, we all agree. but they take little action, little results. Why? Because they have to start with a problem with their belief. They don't believe it's really going to happen for me. Maybe for Frank Kearns because he got the cool hair and stuff, or maybe it's for you because you're so driven, but it's not me. Maybe Tony Robbins because he's a freak, got these big teeth. Whatever their thought process is, right? They got this thing, right? But what happens is, if you believe that there's very little potential, how much action are you going to take?
Nothing.
Nothing, little. And when you take little potential with a little action, what kind of results do you get? Lousy little results. When you get little results, what does that do to your belief? You go, see, I told you this was a waste of time, told you this wouldn't work. And then what happens? You tap even less potential, you take even less action, you get even worse results, and your belief gets even weaker. And this sucker feeds on itself until you are in a downward spiral.
It's poisonous.
It's poisonous and it's self-fulfilling.
Okay, guys, so what I want you to do, I'm sure that's re-emphasize what I was trying to get across. What I want you to do now is just promise me one thing. This weekend, you will believe that this can work for you. Yeah, show of hands, everyone's going to do that. That's all I want you to do. There's no commitment on anything else. Yeah, just believe this will work for you. And you'll be amazed at what will happen. Okay, so the next M is mentor. As you saw, I found Andrew Reynolds and Russell Brunson. Well, this weekend, there's myself, there's Phil, there's all the different speakers. We're here for you to be your mentors. We're going to show you what we've done. I'm sure you guys will want to be where we are. Okay, the third M is money-making systems. Not just any money-making systems, time-tested, proven money-making systems. The stuff that we're going to show you after this coffee break, that I'm going to show you, has been responsible for generating $5.5 million in the last 3 years. So that's 3 years and it still generates thousands a day now. Okay, so it's time tested. That's the important bit. And I absolutely guarantee if you get those first 3 M's correct, you will get the fourth one, which is what the reason why everyone's here. Everyone's got their own why and stuff, we've been through that. But the ultimate factor is everyone's here for the money, because the money will then allows you to do what you want to do in life. Okay, so I worked that out early doors, and this is what I've been able to achieve because I got the 4 M's correctly. So this is a screenshot from my JVZoo account. This is just 2 products. 2 products. We've done $2.27 million. This is only the last few years. You can see the different add-ons that we have to the products underneath. So 170 grand here, 88 grand here, 33% conversion rate, another 94 grand. Okay, this is using the systems that we're going to teach you. You don't have to create your own product. The JVZoo, if we just go back one, this was from my own products. I created these 2 products from my head, give it to the team. They put them onto the internet. We made $2.2 million. This one, I made $2.263 million promoting somebody else's product. So what we teach you, you don't have to create your own product. You can promote whatever you want. So this is a company called Mob. We did $2.26 million. That's in commissions. That's in my bank. I actually got 50%. So we did, see, I told you a crap at maths. $4.4 million in sales, and he paid me $2.26 million. Anyone be happy with $2.26 million? Someone else's product? Beauty about that is, guys, what do I have to do to fulfill that product? Nothing. I just get him the sales, he gives me the money, and he's left with fulfilling. So this is just a real quick one from him.
Hey guys, Matt Lloyd here. So I just wanted to make a short video and congratulate a particular Mob affiliate who lives in the UK, and his name is Paul Lynch. Now Paul Lynch is a Diamond Mastermind member. He's been with us now for a couple of years. A little bit over a year ago, he actually crossed 7 figures within Mob. He actually got past $1 million in commissions. And to date, we've had less than 5 people do that. So that's a pretty amazing deal when someone actually does do that. Well, as of today, Paul Lynch has officially crossed his second $1 million. He's actually at over $2 million in commissions. So, Paul, congratulations. Thank you so much for supporting Mob. You're consistently promoting every single month. You're making really good money, and I really appreciate your support. And everyone watching this, please give Paul your congratulations as well.
Oh, I'm joking. I'm joking. That one thing you've seen this weekend, guy, I'm just a normal guy, and all the team are, and that. If anyone's stuck up their own arse, believe me, they won't be in this room. So you'll see that as we go through the weekend. Okay, yeah, now this is a screenshot from my PayPal account. Now here I'm supposed to say, guys, this is not a typical month, but it is. This is typical. So you can see the amounts received, this is daily. So this is pounds as well. So £4,000, £6,000, £940, £1,700, £27,000 day. That's insane. A £396 day. Where's Dave? What happened there? And we had three refunds. Right, you need to look into that. Right, if you're on leave, Martin, where is it? Oh, he's not here again. Right, it's another gold star off. Put that down, Phil. Yeah, so 396 day, $2,000 day. Now, if you look, guys, that's not even a full month. Would anyone be happy with that? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Brilliant. So now my life has totally changed from you remember the house that I showed you first, sort of? These are just a couple of my cars. This is my latest one, a Bentley Continental. There's only 500 of these actually made in the UK. And the reason I'm not a showy guy, you'll see that I'm not a showy guy. I don't show you this to show off or brag. I show you this because I want you to get in your head, where did it come from, that house that I first showed you, to where I am now. And the reason I got this car is because I kept taking Range Rovers back and stuff. They're like 30 grand depreciation. So my guy works at the head office said, will you find me a car that's not going to bloody, lose me a load of money when I take it back every 6 months? Because you buy something like this, every 6 months they're on you. Do you want a new one? Do you want this? Do you want that? And I'm like, oh God, why have you sent me that email? I weren't going to, but... so this won't hold its value. So it's only 500 of them ever made. It's outside, you can see it at lunch. And then this is my house now. I just live at the back, 30 seconds walk from work. 30 seconds. A big house at the back, $1 million house, indoor swimming pool, everything else. But again, like I said. So I just want to, this is literally the last short sort of video that I'm going to show you. This is like 1 minute long. Then we're going to break for a quick coffee. Then I'm going to show you live stuff, okay? But please remember that belief system's so important. So I want this to inspire you now. This is a guy called Chris Record. Does anybody know who he is? Yeah. He's one of my good friends. Again, he's gone on to, I don't know what he's worth, like 100 million or whatever, but just started off like a normal guy, just like myself. But what he says in this video is, it always still now gets the hairs on the back of my neck standing up because it's so, so true. So just listen to this.
Have you ever wondered what the difference is between somebody who makes millions of dollars per year and somebody who just makes thousands of dollars per year? You see, we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and we all work hard, right? So how is it that somebody works those same 24 hours and yet makes thousands times more, makes millions of dollars? There is a secret here, and that's something that I would love to share with you today. The secret I like to call business inception, building a business within a business within a business. I was blessed to be able to learn this information at an early age from a very wise mentor, from a multi-millionaire who now, rest in peace, passed away. But before he passed away, he was able to share with me some powerful words that I've never forgotten to this day. He said, Chris, millionaires become millionaires because they find multiple ways to make money doing what they are already doing. Now, what does this mean? You see, when you think about it, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So you have to find ways to leverage those 24 hours. You have to find ways to create more opportunity in the same hours. You can't create more time. You've got to learn to create more opportunity. And that's the point that I want to drive home to you. The point is that we all have the same 24 hours. We've got to learn to make the most of it. We've got to learn to ways to be able to hack that time. We've got to find a business within a business with whatever you're doing. Think about your current sources of income. What can you add to it to start adding income streams, to start maximizing the effectiveness of that time? You can't add more hours, so you've got to start multiplying them. You've got to start adding income streams. You've got to find residual streams, passive streams, ways to be able to maximize those 24 hours in a day. And that's the difference between somebody who makes thousands of dollars per year and somebody who makes millions of dollars per year. Because millionaires become millionaires because they find multiple ways to make money doing what they are already doing.
Okay, guys. So, on that note, hands up if you're ready to see the first live system. Yeah? Everyone excited? Brilliant. Right, we're going to have a literally 5-minute quick break, toilet break, drinks break, and then we're going to dive into the practical stuff. Okay, guys? Brilliant. Thank you.